Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Pressing Matters. This is episode number 17. I am your host, Daniel Torres. Guys, we are in the final stretch heading towards the FIFA World Cup. I am super excited. I will be going to some matches, so very excited about that. Guys, always keep it tuned here to Plug Talk Sports for not only soccer content, but all sports content, of course, with our shows airing weekly, whether that's Monday with our live show with the entire team, whether that's Tuesday with Sideline, Wednesday with Courtside, here Thursday with Pressing Matters, Friday with Plug Picks, and, of course, Saturday Isaac shows his MMA and boxing show, and Sunday with one-timers with Blake. So there's something for everything here at Plug Talk Sports, the Plug Talk Sports Network. So this is, of course, all soccer, and we are ready to get into it. And, ladies and gentlemen, we must start with the first pressing matter, and it's a very serious pressing matter. Unfortunately, you guys probably know about the situation. You guys know that I am a member of Real Madrid. I'm doing my master's program with them. It is my boyhood club. It's the club that I love. There was an incident that we have seen many times before play out. It happened. I was watching the match. I saw it happen. This match against Benfica, UEFA Champions League playoff match. And it was in Lisbon on the road. And Vini Jr. scores a golazo. An amazing, amazing goal by Vini Jr. And he goes to the corner, does a little dance, as he is known for doing, and of course, just the entire country of Brazil and Brazilian culture throughout time. This is what they're known for doing. So it's not really as a surprise. And so after the celebration, some of the Benfica players became very tense and did not like the expression from Vini Jr. dancing at that corner flag in front of the Benfica supporters. And then we get to a conversation here between Vini Jr. and Gianluca Prestiani. And Prestiani, at one point, does one of these. And he is saying something, but covering his mouth to say it. Everyone saw that. And I kid you not, 2.5 seconds later, if it even took that long, Vini Jr. is running to the referee, pointing at Prestiani. And I was very confused of what was happening in the moment until we get the referee's signal of this, which means they're stopping the game for racial protocol. And I was like, oh, no, this is not good. And in slow-mo, when you see Vini Jr. running to the match official, you can read his lips saying mono, which means monkey. And that got even worse when I saw it. We see Jose Mourinho, head coach of Benfica, former head coach of Real Madrid, trying to talk to Vini Jr. We see Kylian Mbappe, which great on him, comes in to defend his teammate, talks to Mourinho as well, talks to Prestiani, and the match is stopped. There was a red card that was delivered to a member of the coaching staff of Benfica on the bench, and the referee's just trying to listen to, I guess, VAR. But at the end, the game continued. But there's a lot of video that's circulating out there that has come out. First of all, the game continues, and Vini Jr., every time he touches the ball, he's getting whistled or booed, which, okay, that's normal. When he goes to the corner flag, I mean, guy tries to take a corner, and there's bottles, all sorts of objects being hurled at Vinicius Jr., which we've seen that when Mexico plays USA and Nations League or Gold Cup or where have you, and it's not good. And it was disgusting. It was disgusting to see fans, no matter what happened, treating a player that way, especially over racism. This is obviously not the first time we've seen this with Vinicius Jr. And it is good now because before FIFA or UEFA would not take any sort of action. But this time, a lot of people have been outspoken about it. And FIFA, Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, came out with a statement, and UEFA has opened up an investigation into Benfica and Gianluca Prestiani. And I just want to say, I think it's absolutely disgusting that Benfica, instead of saying, we are going to investigate this matter and we're going to comply with investigation and see what happened, they didn't. They go to their X account and start putting, excuse my language, but bullshit videos to defend Prestiani, which, by the way, Prestiani came out and said, oh, they misunderstood me. Brother, if you didn't say anything bad, why need to cover whatever you're saying? It's not a good look, and it's not very well on your side right now if you indeed did not say anything. Notice that none of Prestiani's teammates came out and defended him. Nobody. Just him himself and the club putting some random footage from the match on their X account. What I'm really disappointed in as well is Jose Mourinho. I'm a big Mourinho guy. I appreciate what he did at Madrid for my club. And I like Jose Mourinho. But for him to come out post-match and say, well, if you look at previous experiences, it's always the same player. So he doesn't need to celebrate that way. So he's pretty much saying Vinicius Jr. is the cause for this problem and provoking these people to say these racist things. That really bothered me from Jose Mourinho. One, from celebrating. Aren't you the guy that has provocatively celebrated as not even a player, as a coach in front of opposing fans? So I think he forgot his past or what he did in his past, but that was just a stupid statement coming from him specifically. And then the fact is to say that someone can provoke racism is crazy to me. I think it's wrong. I think that racism does not belong in football, in soccer. And it was a terrible situation. And again, credit to Kylian Mbappe, who had no problem going to the media and said, I heard it all. He called him mono 5 times. And there's video footage out there of Mbappe telling Prestiani that you are a racist. Now, again, this is under investigation now. And there's been ideas out there from UEFA, whether it's a 10-match ban or a lifetime ban. You guys want to know what side I'm on? I'm in favor of a lifetime ban. Why am I in favor of a lifetime ban? Because you know what? You give him 10 matches, he's just going to sit there with his money and he's going to be okay with it. And after the 10 matches are over, he just goes back to his disgusting behavior. Take it all. Take it away from him for being disgusting. Let him learn his lesson for being disgusting. Let him learn. Look, I do believe in second chances. I do believe in forgiveness. But there is consequences to actions. And I think there needs to be a severe consequence to his action for saying what he said. I think that 10 matches isn't enough. I think you give him 10 matches, he's not going to care. It's like no punishment for these guys. It's like when the NBA or any other sport fines players, they're kind of like, all right, we got fined. We got all the money in the world, so it doesn't matter. We can just pay it off and just sit down, relax, and enjoy our lives and just come back when the suspension's over. I don't buy that. I think Prestiani needs a lifetime ban. I think the country of Argentina should be embarrassed of Prestiani's actions. I don't think that he should be called up to the national team at all to represent his country. I think it should be a lifetime ban, and I don't think that he should even play the next game next week in the second leg in the Bernabeu. I'm glad that Jose Mourinho, who got a red card, will not be at the sideline in the Bernabeu after what he said as well. And just book it. I think that when we get next week on the way, Real Madrid Benfica, second leg, Madrid up 1-0, I think you're going to hear a lot of whistles from the Santiago Bernabeu crowd towards not just only Benfica, but Prestiani, of course. He's going to enter there in a very, very, very hostile environment. And if I were Benfica, I would not start or play Prestiani in this match just because of what he is going to have to face in Madrid as a person, not only in the stadium, but I'm sure when the Benfica bus rolls upon La Castellana and goes down to the Bernabeu, it's not going to be a good atmosphere for Benfica after all of this. It's going to be a very hostile environment at the Bernabeu next week. But those are my thoughts on that. I think that Prestiani deserves a lifetime ban for his actions and for what he said. And again, I think it's absolutely disgusting that we had to watch this. So speaking of the Champions League, we're going to go over the results because there is some surprising results in there that I was very, very shocked to see. And so this is the first one. Galatasaray 5-2 over Juventus, who also had a red card. It's safe to say that Juve, ever since Cristiano left, has not recovered. They are in a dark place right now in their club. They are not the Italian giant that we're used to seeing. They're struggling big time right now, and Juventus, you should not be losing to Galatasaray at all, let alone 5-2. So that was surprising. Monaco gave a fight to PSG. They really brought it to the defending European champions, but PSG comes away 3-2. Obviously, we just talked about it. Real Madrid comes away with the 1-0 victory over Benfica. It was a very hard-fought match. Then Borussia Dortmund, 2-0 victory over Atalanta. This one was expected. Newcastle 6-1 over Karabag FK. FK. Bayer Leverkusen 2-0 over Olympiacos. This one was even more of a shock here. Bodo 3-1 over Internazionale de Milano, Inter Milan. Guys, if you look at the trend here of everything I've said, the Italian Serie A teams are getting their butts whooped in this Champions League playoff. We talk about Inter, we talk about Atalanta, we talk about Juventus. Serie A, for their product in Europe, is struggling big time in this year's Champions League. But for last year's finalists, which, by the way, got destroyed by PSG in the final, but for you to lose to Bodo, which their town has a population of 54,000. They're not even playing competitively right now because of the winter, and this is their only third competitive match, and they put 3 on you, and you only score once? That's embarrassing, and I think it says a lot about Italian football with the results that we're seeing right now. And then to end it, Club Brugge, Atletico Madrid, 3-3. We're about to get into Atletico Madrid, but boy, it's been a week of highs and definite lows for Atletico Madrid. Of course, 3-3 against Club Brugge. No disrespect to Club Brugge, but Atletico Madrid, that's a match that you need to win. And definitely not ties. So it's going to be an interesting second leg between those clubs. And obviously, again, with the matches I just said, it's going to be an interesting second leg and to see who goes through and who's going home. So Champions League heating up right now. Of course, second leg on Tuesday, we're going to get Atletico Madrid, Club Brugge, Newcastle, Qarabag, Leverkusen, Olympiacos, Inter, and Bodo. And then on Wednesday, Atalanta and Dortmund, Juventus and Galatasaray, PSG and Monaco, and then Real Madrid and Benfica, which is going to be a very fun one to watch. So with that takes us to Barcelona and Atletico de Madrid. Oh man, things are heating up here. So Copa del Rey last week, Barcelona, Atleti. Obviously, when you get Real and Atleti, Barca and Atleti, or Atleti Real, whatever you want to put it, right? It is always a dogfight. I think Atleti is one of these teams, and I don't give a lot of credit to Simeone just because I don't like him. But he is a coach and a team that they're scrappy. They're one of these teams that's going to be a pain in the ass for 90 minutes, and they make life difficult. But they come into this game, and they finish this game in the first leg 4-0 over Barcelona. And this leaves you wondering, second leg is going to be in the Spotify Camp Nou, and people say, oh, Barcelona. Listen, guys, I understand that you did it against PSG in the Champions League several years ago, but you also had fantastic players. You had Messi. I mean, that should say it all, right? But it's a different time. And that high line, Hansi Flick has to figure it out, because that high line, people are figuring it out, and they're punishing Barcelona with it. And so it was Eric Garcia with an own goal. That first goal was just absolutely embarrassing, right under the keeper's foot and into the goal. It was absolutely an embarrassment. Then we have Antoine Griezmann, Ademola Lookman, and Julian Alvarez with the goal. All of those for Atleti. And then, of course, Eric Garcia in the 85th minute with a red card for Barcelona. So you think to yourself, is there a chance for Barcelona to come back and make the Copa del Rey final and knock Atleti out? I don't want to say it's over. I think it's over. But with football, you never know what can happen. Again, we've seen them do it again, but I don't think that they have the same exact talent. I don't think that Simeone, who likes parking the bus a lot, is going to let Barcelona do this. And they're going to sit back. And he also said, Simeone, which is funny, in a press conference, said when they asked him about a potential comeback, he said they don't have Cristiano Ronaldo. So obviously he's referring to when Juve played Atletico, and Atletico took the first leg, and Cristiano by himself puts Juve through and eliminating Atletico. Obviously Cristiano's been a pain in the existence of Atleti for many years. So yeah, my personal opinion, I don't think Barcelona gets through this. I think Atleti is going to go into the Copa del Rey final. I think Atleti is going to park the bus, but also if Atleti gets the first goal away at Spotify Camp Nou and it goes up 5-0 on aggregate, it's all over. I don't think Barcelona, I think the chance will go like down to 0% of then coming back and getting into the Copa del Rey final. But yes, 4-0, it was phenomenal. And here's the thing. Atleti then goes from that very high mountaintop of the Copa del Rey semi-final, 4-0 over Barcelona. They go into league play. They're in third. They lose to Rayo Vallecano. Obviously, Vallecano near Madrid in an area of Vallecas. And they fall 3-0. Villarreal won. So Atleti falls to fourth in La Liga and Villarreal into third. And then they tie 3-3 in the Champions League against Club Brugge. So Atleti went from very high in the mountaintop to lows. But it's not the only team. We talk about Barcelona. Barcelona, they lose that game to Atleti 4-0. Then they head into the weekend for La Liga, and they play Girona. And Girona beats them 2-1 And you think to yourself, why? And again, I never agreed with it, but why in the world, if you're Barcelona, would you give away Marc-Andre Ter Stegen to Girona? Why would you do that? Ter Stegen could easily be a number one option for the national team of Germany. He is a fantastic keeper. Honestly, yeah, Germany's got Manuel Neuer, but Ter Stegen is right there. And he's a solid keeper. Yes, he's had some injury issues, but to get rid of him and loan him out to Girona is just, I find, pure disrespectful to the talent of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. And there was some revenge. Girona wins 2-1 over Barcelona. And mind you, Barcelona had chance after chance after chance. Lamine Yamal trying to chip over the keeper. You have a perfect shot low. Drive it, or even near post, drive it past the keeper. Instead, he intends to go over the keeper, doesn't get it. He missed a penalty, which is even worse. And Barcelona squandered their chances, and they lose 2-1 at the weekend to Girona, and they play Levante on Sunday. But the biggest problem here for Barcelona is that since they lost to Girona, Real Madrid, they defeated Real Sociedad 4-1. And with that victory and the loss from Barcelona, Real Madrid is now on top of La Liga by 2 points. And listen, Real Madrid started the season great. We all know the problems with Xabi Alonso. They beat them in the Clásico, in the League Clásico. And Real Madrid had almost about more than 5-point lead, squandered it. Barcelona took the lead and then gave almost Barcelona a 5-point lead as well. And now Barcelona has squandered it, and now Madrid's back on top. So it's a very interesting season in La Liga. Obviously, Madrid in first, Barca in second, Villarreal in third, and Atleti in fourth. So it was not a good end to the week for Barcelona and Atleti. So we go into the next pressing matter of business. Lionel Messi is injured for Inter Miami. And what does this mean? He picked up this injury on a preseason tour that the club was doing, and they had one more match, and it was going to be in Puerto Rico. But due to Messi's injury, and he came out with his own video on his Instagram, saying that he was very sorry for the injury. And he kind of explained what was going on, and thanked the people of Puerto Rico for their love and cariño, right? In Spanish, just the caring for him, and he sends his love and hugs, but that they would have to cancel the match in Puerto Rico. Inter Miami, before that announcement, they tried to postpone it. And it was going to be like in the second week of this season that now opens up on Saturday night, which made no sense to me. Why to do that? You start your season and go right into a friendly that doesn't matter. I think I would have just canceled the event overall. And then after Messi made this announcement is when finally Inter Miami decided to cancel this preseason friendly tour stop in Puerto Rico. But then it switches, right, to the concern. Will Messi be available for the season opener Saturday night at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, where Inter Miami will be taking on LAFC to start the new year, where Inter Miami is going to try to defend their MLS title. Obviously, we've talked about it earlier on how Inter Miami is trying to focus on CONCACAF Champions Cup this year, and kind of why they built their roster the way that they did for this year. But we're hearing reports that Messi will be available to play against LAFC Saturday night. We don't know what capacity. We don't know if he's starting. We don't know if he'll be coming off the bench and giving some minutes, or is it one of those things where he's just there and he's present and he's on the bench, and depending how things go, they'll kind of decide whether they want to use him or not. I would think that a lot of people would want them to use him, especially this is not at LAFC's home stadium. This is the LA Memorial Coliseum, which is a huge stadium, fits so many people, and we're expecting it to be filled. And so a lot of those people are paying tickets to go see Messi. So I can only imagine that those people are hoping and praying that Messi does play, and that these decisions are made to let him play, and that these rumors are true, that he is going to play Saturday night in Los Angeles. And one of the biggest things is that Messi it's been very unclear about playing in this upcoming World Cup in 2026. Messi has said previously that he will make a decision as he gets closer. If his body feels up to it, he'll play. If his body doesn't feel up to it, he won't play. So there's a little uncertainty about that, and I'm sure that Argentina fans and the Argentine Federation is a little worried about that, and especially in this current moment with the MLS season opened up, and obviously the club is going to want to win as many things as possible, so they're going to want to use Messi. And with this injury, it starts to bring concern. With the use that he's going to get at Inter Miami, getting closer to the World Cup, will he be fit to play? Because obviously Argentina is going to want him to play. And if he's not fit, he might not do it. So very, very, very interesting right now for Messi's camp and Inter Miami in Argentina. But yes, MLS opens up this Saturday. So many games across the league. You no longer need an Apple subscription to watch it on Apple TV for MLS Season Pass. That's gone. You don't need that. I think that says a lot about what people thought of the MLS on Apple TV product. But yes, Inter Miami playing LAFC, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday night. So we cannot wait to get the MLS season going. Finally, before we get into our team of the week, guys, is Arsenal really going to squander the Premier League? They were up 10 points. 10 points. And if Manchester City wins their game in hand, City's going to get the lead down to 2 points, because Arsenal tied with last place Wolves. They tied. Guys, and it will be so embarrassing for me because I said it. I said this year, and I've told people, nah, man, I mean, they're up 10 points. Like, I think this is the year that Arteta and Arsenal are going to do it. They're finally going to get their Premier League. They've been perfect in the league phase of Champions League, never lost a match, won every single one. They look strong. This is finally going to be it. But with current results recently, as of late, for Arsenal, it's not. I hope I'm wrong, but it is not looking good, and it's absolutely embarrassing. It has to be something wrong with the mentality of Arsenal, and they have world-class players. It's almost like being a Dallas Cowboys fans. They just choke. So for the love of God, I really hope over there in North London that Arsenal does not choke this away. We're going to go into our team of the week. Our team of the week, it is Manchester United, the Michael Carrick-led Manchester United. And why is that? Listen, before Michael Carrick was in charge his first time around with Manchester United, they didn't want him there. But this second time around, what has he done to Manchester United? What is he telling them? How is he leading them? Whatever it is, it's working, because they have taken down the biggest teams in the Premier League one by one. We're talking about Arsenal. We're talking about Chelsea. We're talking about Liverpool. They've done it. They've won those games, and they have themselves in fourth place of the English Premier League right now. And if that stays, they're going to be playing in the UEFA Champions League next year, something that we have not seen from Manchester United in several years. This is a positive climb right now for Manchester United. And obviously, football and soccer is not the same when Manchester United is struggling. It's sad. Obviously, I'm a Madrid fan, but I want to see Manchester United do well. I got a couple buddies that are Manchester United fans, and you want to see them do well with how much history that club has and how much they have struggled after Sir Alex Ferguson stepped down. I want them to get back. I think they're going in the right direction right now. They need to keep Michael Carrick, and for that is why Manchester United is your team of the week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the conclusion of this week's Pressing Matters episode. This was episode 17. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoy this weekend filled with football and get to watch as many matches as you can. Once again, appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the show every single week as we go through just the club level seasons approaching the World Cup. Very excited. And again, every single one of you guys, we appreciate your support on all of our podcasts along the Plug Talk Sports network. Continue to tune in, and of course to all of our social medias, and we'll see you guys next time for a brand new episode.